Stop chasing her. Build a life she can't interrupt. You're sitting there, wondering why she pulls away, why she doesn't text back with the same fire you gave her, why she used to seem so interested, but now, cold, quiet, distant. And you keep thinking, if I just try harder, if I just show her how much I care, maybe she'll stay. Maybe she'll choose me. But that's not love, brother. That's fear wearing the mask of love. That's your spirit bowing. That's your strength bleeding out through your thumbs as you send another hey. Let me rip the Band-Aid off fast. She doesn't want a man who chases. She wants a man who leads. You think love is chasing her? No. Love is choosing yourself first, every single time. Let me say it again. Love is not obsession. It's not waiting. It's not becoming her emotional puppet. Real love starts with you. And if she can interrupt your entire purpose, if she can shake your focus with just one shift in tone, if one unread message is enough to crush your momentum, then you're not building anything real yet. You're building around her. And that's dangerous. Because anything built around her can be destroyed by her. Let that sink in. Look at your life right now. Be honest. Are you building something? Or are you reacting to everything? Do you wake up and chase goals? Or do you chase her? Do you move with fire or flinch with fear? If you're always available, always texting, always checking, always adjusting who you are just to match her vibe, then you've forgotten your throne. You've stepped down, and she can feel it. Because women are emotional creatures. They feel the vibe of a man. They feel when he's centered, and they feel when he's lost. You see, you're not unattractive. You're out of alignment. You're not boring. You're just not burning with anything. You're giving her your everything. But you haven't given your mission anything yet. That's the problem. Listen, women are wired to test, to probe, to feel, not to hurt you, but to see if you're real, to see if your confidence is rooted in truth, or if it's just a performance for their approval. Every time you chase though, you're telling her, my value comes from you. That's weakness. And weakness? It gets disrespected, ignored, ghosted. But strength, focused masculinity, purpose that can't be interrupted, that gets remembered. That gets craved. When a man is moving like a force, calm, decisive, grounded, he doesn't need her. And ironically, that's exactly what draws her in. Because now he's not a boy looking for comfort, he's a man becoming a legacy. Let me give you value that sticks. Your time is sacred. Don't give it away like candy. Your attention is currency. Invest it in your purpose. Your worth isn't proven through pursuit. It's revealed through presence. Real presence. Unbothered, unshaken, unchased. Let your energy say, I'm already full. I don't need you to complete me. Now that's when she leans in. Not when you beg, not when you overgive, not when you pour out your soul hoping to be seen, but when you disappear into your own greatness, when you build the kind of life she can't interrupt. You become the mystery, the storm, the man who doesn't move for anyone, except purpose. And if she fits into that path, great. But if she doesn't, you keep walking, because kings don't chase. They command presence. They become the standard. And that is what you must do now. She notices everything. Even when you think she doesn't. Let me tell you something you don't want to hear. She sees you. She sees everything. Even the things you think are invisible. She picks up on all of it. The second your energy shifts, she feels it. You're waiting on her text, she knows. You're adjusting your vibe to match hers. She senses it. You hesitate before you speak, afraid she might pull away. She feels that hesitation. Deep. She may not say it. She may smile and play nice. But inside, her instincts are screaming, he's not the one. He's chasing. He's bending. And the moment she feels that, respect dies. You don't lose her because you're not tall enough, or rich enough, or charming enough. You lose her the moment she realizes she's your mission, and not just a part of your life, but the whole point of it. You've placed her on a throne, and now she looks down at you. Let's get real. You wake up thinking of her. You check your phone before your feet even hit the floor. You scroll, you wait, you wonder, did she see my story? Why did she leave me on read? Is she with someone else? That's not masculinity. That's mental chaos. That's emotional addiction. And guess what? She can smell it like blood in the water. She doesn't want you glued to your screen, waiting, hoping, overanalyzing every word she types. She wants to feel your stillness. She wants to feel that you're grounded, that you don't bend for a maybe, that your life is so full her presence is a blessing, not a fix. Let me give you something real here. You're not losing her because you're not enough. You're losing her because you've made her everything. There's a difference. See, when you're too available, when your life revolves around her next move, you kill the mystery. And when the mystery dies, so does her desire. Why? Because women aren't attracted to comfort. They're drawn to uncertainty, challenge, presence. The unknown excites them, and the known bores them. You've become too predictable, too safe, too nice. Nice is not powerful. Nice doesn't inspire fire. Nice gets placed in the maybe later box. You think you're showing love. She feels pressure. You think you're being patient. She feels like you're trying to earn her. But real masculine energy doesn't earn. It attracts. And it attracts by being full, unmoved, focused on mission, over mood. Let me say this with full conviction. Women are tuned into energy. She doesn't just hear what you say. She hears what you don't say. She hears the tone you text with, the energy behind the delay. She knows when you're holding back to avoid pushing her away. You think you're playing it safe. She sees you're walking on eggshells. And eggshells are not attractive. Power is. And power doesn't chase. It doesn't tiptoe. It doesn't sit in silence waiting to be chosen. It walks. It creates. It moves mountains with or without applause. Look, you need to stop being the man who's hoping to be chosen. Start being the man who is already chosen. By purpose. She's not blind. She's not clueless. She sees that you've lost your fire, and she doesn't hate you for it. But she can't follow a man who's dimmed his own light just to keep her close. Your light must be blinding. Your energy must be unshakable. Your confidence must come from something deeper than her presence. Because if she's the only thing making you feel like a man, then you've already lost. You are not a man because she smiles at you. You are a man because you move with intention. There is a war happening inside you, and one of you must die. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop acting like this is just about a girl. This is bigger than her. This is war, and the battlefield, it's inside you, every single day. There are two men fighting inside your soul. One is weak, addicted to comfort, begging for validation, clinging to hope like a child lost in a store. He wants her to text back. He wants her to pick him. He wants to be chosen instead of becoming. But the other man, he's dangerous, quiet, sharp, still. He doesn't chase. He doesn't beg. He doesn't need her because he knows who he is. And one of those men has to die. You can't feed both. You can't flirt with strength and cuddle with weakness. You must choose. Right now, your mind is a war zone, and your future depends on which man survives. Let me be brutally honest with you. The weak man is the one you've been listening to. He's the voice that says, text her again. Maybe she forgot. Don't be too busy. She might lose interest. Just be nice. Don't rock the boat. But that voice is killing you. That voice is drowning your power in silence. It's stealing your mission. It's robbing your masculinity, one soft choice at a time. You think you're being patient with her? No, you're being passive. You're not waiting for the right moment. You're avoiding the man in the mirror. You're scared to be alone. Scared to confront yourself. Scared to walk away without answers. But that's exactly where your strength is born. You want to know how great men are made? Through pain. Not through her love. Not through validation. Not through cozy words and warm nights. But through silence, rejection, loneliness, stillness. That's where a man finds his core. Carnegie didn't become a titan because someone held his hand. Edison failed 10,000 times. Alone. Roosevelt didn't fold when he lost people. He turned that pain into iron. And you? You want power. but you fear pressure, then you're not ready. You can't build a diamond with cushions. You build it through pressure. You build it by choosing the hard path again and again. So here's the truth every time you chase her, every time you put her above your mission, every time you choose fear over focus, the weak man wins. He gets a little stronger. He grows louder. He starts calling the shots. But if you flip the script, if you say, no, not today, I have work to do, I have a purpose to chase, then the warrior rises. And with each rep, each late night, each quiet morning alone, that stronger version of you, he gets closer. And one day, he becomes permanent. You must kill the version of you that needs to be chosen. Because the truth is, you were already chosen by life, by God, by destiny. You were placed here to build, not beg, to lead, not follow, to create gravity so strong that even the woman who once left you starts orbiting again. But you can't reach that place while you're still feeding the weak man. You can't become fire while you're still clinging to smoke. You must burn it down, burn the old stories, burn the habits that make you small, burn the fantasy that she'll come back and fix you. She won't, and she shouldn't. You have to fix you. And that starts today. Let me give you raw, real, relevant value so it doesn't just sound good, it sticks. When you feel the urge to chase, pause. That's not hunger, that's fear. When you're tempted to reach out, train. That energy must be transmuted, not wasted. When your mind spirals with what-if scenarios, breathe. Remind yourself, my path is sacred, it's not to be interrupted. Every time you resist the urge to chase, you're not being cold. You're being reborn. You're becoming the version of yourself that she can't shake, the man she can't interrupt, the presence she can't forget. Because now you're not chasing anything. You're becoming everything. And that's the end of the war. That's when the weaker man dies, and the king inside you takes the throne. She left because he forgot who he was, and that was the best thing that ever happened to him. Let me tell you a story. There was a man, not a bad man, good heart, loyal, soft in the right places, but he didn't know his power, not yet. He met a woman. She smiled. He fell, and just like that, he made her the sun. His whole world began to spin around her. He stopped doing the things that made him feel alive. He stopped grinding, stopped reading, stopped moving forward. He started waiting on her mood, waiting on her response, waiting for her to say, "You're enough now." He started shrinking, day by day. He became smaller, softer, less of the man he was before she even arrived. And she felt it. She couldn't quite explain it, but something changed. He wasn't solid anymore, not grounded, not magnetic, just there, always available, always bending, always needing. And soon, Dave, without warning, she left. She said it wasn't working. She said, "It's not you, it's me." But it was him, not because he was cruel, not because he was unworthy, but because he abandoned himself to keep her. And no woman, no matter how kind, how warm, how loyal, wants to stay with a man who has lost his center. Now, here's where the story flips. That pain, it broke him. At first, he cried, he spiraled, he begged. He stalked her Instagram, her stories, her new photos. He saw her laughing with someone else, and it crushed something inside him. He almost stayed broken. But then, something ancient inside him woke up. Not a voice, not a motivational quote, a force. It said, "You forgot who you are," not because she left, but because he did. He left himself. And that moment, that pain, that silence, it became a mirror. And for the first time in years, he saw the man staring back. Not the desperate version, not the boy waiting to be chosen, but the man who was called. He started rebuilding, brick by brick, slow, painful, real. He read, he trained, he worked in silence. No one clapped, no one saw it, no one posted it. But something inside him grew a quiet storm, a masculine presence, a spine. He started showing up to life again, not to prove anything to her, but to prove something to himself. He realized he didn't lose her. He found himself. And guess what happened? She came back. Of course she did. Not because he chased, not because he begged, not because he played games. She came back because now he was untouchable, not in a cold way, but in a centered way. He didn't need her anymore, and that made him more powerful than ever. Here's the part you need to understand. Pain is a teacher. Rejection is sacred. Being left is not always a loss. It's often a divine wake-up call. See the story I told you? It's not just a story. It's you. It's every man who's ever given too much and lost himself in the process. But the truth is, you don't have to stay broken. You don't have to let pain define you. You can let it refine you. Because the man who rises from heartbreak with clarity, focus, and discipline is the most dangerous man alive. The man who forgets who he is will always chase. But the man who remembers, he becomes the one who doesn't need to, because his life is already too rich to be interrupted. You're not rejected. You're being redirected. Let's talk about something men never get taught. What feels like rejection is often redirection. You think her silence means you lost. You think her "I need space" means you weren't good enough. You think being ignored means you're less of a man. But that's the illusion. That's the trap. The truth, you were being guided, pulled back onto the path you were meant for. You just couldn't see it because your eyes were focused on her. You weren't rejected. You were being told, wake up, she's not your purpose. You've strayed. And yeah, it stings. Being ghosted, ignored, left behind. It cuts deep. But sometimes the best thing a woman can do for you is disappear. Because that silence, that sting in your gut, that's the universe grabbing your face and saying, now listen to me. You've wandered off the mission. Come back. You're not broken. You're just misaligned. You're out of position. You're aiming your energy at the wrong thing. She wasn't your final chapter. She was just a reminder, a signpost, a loud knock on your door saying, brother, get back in the game. You've been sleepwalking. That feeling of rejection, it's your alarm clock. And if you press snooze again, you'll stay stuck in the same cycle, overthinking, overgiving, overchasing, and underbuilding. Let's be clear, every time you think about her instead of building, you delay your rise. Every time you replay the moments, try to decode her message. Ask your friends what she meant. You're using your warrior mind to solve a puzzle that doesn't deserve your brilliance. Your energy is gold. Stop giving it away for free. Because listen, the man you're supposed to become, he's not standing on the path of rejection. He's down the road, in the gym, in the books, in the silence, in the routine. He's not hurt. He's hungry. He's not wondering where she went. He's too busy creating a life so vibrant, so unshakable, that no woman ever dares to walk away again. Here's something men don't get told enough. Not all pain is bad. Some pain is surgical. It cuts what no longer serves you. It removes the fake parts. It purifies the soul. And when she pulled away, it forced a decision. Stay down or wake up and reclaim your direction. Because rejection, it's not the end of the road. It's the start of the real one. So from now on, when she goes silent, when she disappears, when it feels like you've been left behind, don't collapse, don't chase, don't spiral. Stand up, square your shoulders, and say, good. Now I can get back to what matters. Because the greatest version of you, he's not found in romance. He's found in rebuilding, in reconnecting with your mission, in refusing to let rejection define you. Because the truth is, you were never rejected. You were redirected back to yourself. You're not supposed to be easy to access. You're supposed to be busy becoming a weapon. Let's talk about something no one warns you about: the danger of being too available. You think being a good guy means always replying fast, always being there, always checking in. You think loyalty means dropping your priorities just because she had a rough day. You think showing her you care means putting your plans on hold to make her feel secure. Listen carefully. That's not love. That's not strength. That's submission. And no woman dreams of a man who submits his time, energy, and drive to her mood.